I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Music Theory Tuition series where I work with you step by step through the ABRSM Discovering Music Theory grades. I'll work through every single exercise and explain everything you need to know. You can access information about the books I have available to help you on my website. Go to sharonbill.com. For advert-free and longer lessons, you can become a patron at patreon.com/SharonBill. If you can give me a like, that would be super, and please do subscribe to my channel to stay updated. You can support this channel by buying me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/SharonBill. We're continuing on to page 16 of the Grade 5 Discovering Music Theory workbook, and we're looking at exercise 8. This is the final page on this particular chapter regarding pitch. And so in exercise 8, we're asked to compare these three little extracts of music and then comment upon whether each of these statements is true or false. So first of all, let's just see what it is that we're dealing with. So here in the treble clef, we have a D. There's the octave lower. So one octave lower is just next door to middle C. So we're an octave plus one above middle C here. Here we have in the bass clef a D. And this D, well, there's one octave. And then there's the octave to the D above middle C. So we've got one octave, two octaves, and then we've got another octave, three octaves. And then in this one, this is middle C in the tenor, and we're on the D just next door, one up from middle C, which would be this one here. So now we're equipped to answer these questions. Is A one octave higher than B? Well, no, we've discovered that we are one, two, actually three octaves, so that's false. Is it true or false that C is two octaves lower than A? Well, we know that this C is middle C. There's the D, which is this D here, which is one octave, not two. So that's false. Is it true or false that B is two octaves lower than C? Well, there's the middle C, there's the D above that, which would be this in the bass clef, and it's two octaves away, so that is true. Let's now continue on to the next exercise. Let's see what we've got here. So here we have C, B, A below middle C, just 1, 2, 3 steps away. Here we have C, B, A. So those two are exactly the same. Now here we're obviously miles away from middle C here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's the next one. So here we can see we're 1, 2 octaves away from these. So is it true or false that C is one octave lower than A? Well, we've just discovered that there's the A, that's one octave, that's two octaves, so it's not one, so that's false. Is it true that A and B are the same pitch? Yes, it is, because there's middle C, B, A, middle C, B, A, and everything else follows on, so that's true. Is it true or false that B is two octaves higher than C? Well, there's the C, B, A, and it's 1, 2 octaves apart. There, that's the higher, so that is true. That's that question completed. We now get the opportunity to explore notes in each of these clefs, and I do think this will perhaps illustrate why it is that we need these different clefs. We're asked to choose 5 notes and then to write enharmonic equivalents for each of those, and then translate that into the same pitch in all of the different clefs. So I'll just map out room for 5 sets of notes. And then I suggest that it's perhaps helpful to choose first of all notes that you're familiar with. Choose which clef you find easiest to read, and then I'm perhaps going to choose some awkward ones to demonstrate why it is that we do need these different clefs. By all means, you can choose any notes that you like. So let's start off with treble clef, and I'm going to choose the C above middle C. And so the enharmonic equivalent of that would be either D double flat or B sharp. So let's go, we've got the D double flat, and then we've got the B sharp, haven't we yet? And now we get to see what this looks like in the other clef. So now we're going to go right to the bass clef first of all, and this will prove exactly why we need the different clefs, because here's middle C, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So we're already on quite a lot of ledger lines. And then the D will be one step above that. So 1, 2, 3, we need 5 ledger lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That gives us the D, which will be double flat. And then we need 1, 2, 3. C, D, E, F, G, A. Oh, I need another one. Yeah. It's only a step down, isn't it? There's the B there. And that's B sharp. C, D, E, F, G, A, B sharp. Exactly the same pitch above middle C. 1, 3, 5, 7 notes. 1, 3, 5, 7 notes above middle C. And you can see why we would perhaps not choose to write those in bass clef. Much easier to read in treble clef. You certainly don't want to be reading that number of ledger lines for too long. So let's see how this works out in the alto clef. So we need an octave above middle C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's our C. And then a step above that will be C, D double flat. And then we've got D double flat, and then we need to have B sharp. I need to put a ledger line. C, D, E, F, G, A, B. There we go, sharp. And so let's see now in the tenor clef, because C has moved up a third, everything's going to be up a third. So there's our C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, an octave above middle C. And then we need it a step higher for our D double flat. And then the B sharp would be here, a step lower than the C, and then raised by the sharp. That's that. So let's now start in the bass clef. So I'm going to choose E below middle C. So that's the E below middle C. And so for E, we could have F flat, or we could have D double sharp, couldn't we? So let's just write those down. So we have the F flat, and then we have the D double sharp there. Let's move those into the treble clef now, and you can see because we're so far below middle C, we're going to have a lot of ledger lines coming down, aren't we? So C, B, A, G, F, E, there's our E. And so we need to go up a step, C, B, A, G, F, flat, wonky line there. And then for the D double sharp, we're going to have to go lower, aren't we? C, B, A, G, F, E, D, double sharp, D double sharp. And again, you can see why we wouldn't want to be reading that in treble clef. Let's look how that works out in the alto clef. So we need the E, C, B, A, G, F, E. There's the E. And then we want the F flat, which will be a step up. C, B, A, G, F flat. And then the D would need to be lower than the E, E, D. Let's count that. C, B, A, G, F, E, D. And that is D double sharp, which is the enharmonic equivalent to E. Now, in the tenor clef, that's all going to be raised up a third because C has moved up a third, and so this will be the E. Double check, C, B, A, G, F, E, E. And so the F flat would be a step higher, it seems, but the flat will drop that down to the correct pitch. And then the D seems to be lower, but of course the double sharp, so we have E, F flat, D double sharp. And so, although it scrambles your brain, it does demonstrate why we need all of these different clefs. And so let's just kind of ease up on the ledger lines a little bit. Let's start in the tenor clef this time, and let's sort of choose, let's go for the G below middle C. C, B, A, G. And I think we'll sharpen that, G sharp. And so G sharp and A flat is the enharmonic equivalent. So C, B, A looks like it's a step high, but the flat will take us to the same pitch, A flat. Let's look at that in the bass clef. So here's middle C, we want the G below middle C, C, B, A, G, and sharpen it. And then the step higher is the A, and if we flatten it, that gives us the A flat. Now here, everything will drop down a third. So we have the C, B, A, G sharp, and then the C, B, A flat. Now, because this is below middle C, we're going to need some ledger lines. So there's the C, B, A, G sharp. And then it looks like we've gone up a step to the A, but the flat will take us to the same pitch. And so that's much more manageable in all of the clefs actually. But because it's reasonably low, we do need ledger lines in the treble clef because that deals with mostly higher notes of pitch. Let's start here. Let's try an octave different. So let's have C, D, E, F, G, A. Let's flatten that. We'll start with the A flat because we already know that A flat and G sharp is our enharmonic equivalent. So there's our G sharp. But of course we're in a different octave now. So A flat, G sharp, and C, D, E, F, G, A flat. So now let's do that in the tenor clef. So everything is going to go up a third. So we will need a ledger line, but just one, because we're going C, D, E, F, G, A flat. Because C has moved up a third, we're going up a line, up a third. And then of course the G is a step lower, but then the sharp will raise that. Let's look at this in the treble clef. We're above middle C. C, D, E, F, G. There's the A flat. There is the G sharp. And then let's look at that. Now in the bass clef we're going to be in ledger lines again because we're above middle C. So C, D, E, F, G, A flat, C, D, E, F, G sharp. So you can see that it's best suited to the treble clef, or at least these kind of middle range clefs deal with it better than the bass clef. Let's do a treble clef one first. So we'll start with F. Let's just drop things down a little bit. And so if F is our starting point, we could have E sharp or we could have G double flat. So we've got an F, so let's have an E sharp and let's have a G double flat. So we have an E sharp and a G double flat. So we're above middle C, so let's just work our way down. So here we're in the alto, C, D, E, F, and then down a step is the E, which we need to sharpen to create that N harmonic equivalent. And if that's the F, this is the G, C, D, E, F, G, and that's the double flat. So now we've moved up a third. C has moved up a line, so now everything's going to be a third higher. If you can see, that's C, D, E, F, and then down a step is the E sharp. And if that's the F, up a step is the C, D, E, F, G double flat. And let's look how that looks in the bass clef. So we're above middle C, so we have the C, D, E, F. If we go down a step, there's the C, D, E sharp. And if we go up a step from the F, C, D, E, F, G, there's our double flat. And that's about scrambled my brain, I think. But I do hope that illustrates how we really need all of these different clefs. By all means, choose your own choice of notes. However, that's that chapter completed. I hope this is helpful to your studies. Please do like and subscribe to stay updated. If you'd like to support this channel, you can buy me a coffee. And for advert-free lessons, you can become a patron. Do visit my website where you'll find many resources available to help you. Visit sharonbill.com. Thanks for watching. Bye.